Welcome back to Little Alchemist Helper, Mr. Andersam, or Salamander, Sam here, back with the latest news. And oh my goodness, for going years without news, there is a surprisingly large amount of news that has dropped in the last 3 days, essentially. Maybe a little bit longer. I might be slightly behind the time, but we're talking a week. So nothing for 2 years. A week goes by, crazy amounts of news. So we have an entire roadmap released by Monumental, a staff member that goes by Stray on the Discord, put out an entire roadmap for the release of the remastered version of the game. It's fantastic. Before we get into that roadmap, let's talk about how I probably clickbaited the thumbnail. I haven't made it yet. I don't know. Maybe it's not that egregious. But yes, in addition to a beautiful roadmap and a remastered version of the game, completely separate from that, we are getting new combo cards. Sort of new combo cards. There will be 5 new, never before released Onyx combo cards added to the packs as they cycle through. So we will see the first one of these in December, and that will be the villain card. And they will be continued to be sprinkled in through packs all the way through March. We will see villain, we'll see energy, we'll see human, we'll see trident, and we will see wind. So like I said, regardless of how long the roadmap takes to see its way through, these new packs are 100% already confirmed to contain the new Onyx combo cards. So even though Monumental said that they can incorporate new cards into the base game that they don't really have any ability to update, that's not exactly true. They totally got new ones in there, and it's great. I'm super excited for that. But onto the bulk of the video. There are a 4-stage rollout plan for the release. Now, the first step, admittedly, is not very exciting. It's another beta. Now, I'll just go ahead and read it. I'll put the direct quote on the screen if you guys don't trust me, or, if you don't want to read with your eyeballs, I'll just read it for you. Version 1.1, which is our hopefully last beta, will be released soon. Now, at the time of recording, it's already out to the point where it's the background of this video. I already have access to it. It's being beta tested. If you would like to beta test it as well, you can hop on the Discord, but no progress is made in the beta. So unless you are strictly looking to help improve the remaster by providing constructive feedback, like, the beta is not just go have fun with early access to the new thing. It's actually for testing and fixing bugs and reporting. It's a thing. Now, I've gotten completely derailed one sentence in. Back to the text. In this version, you should see a lot less bugs and issues. Please focus on testing everything from scratch, from migration to purchase and economy. So, like I said, I am participating in the beta. Already downloaded it, already have migrated again. This is the second round of the beta. We didn't cover the first one on the channel. It looked great. Definitely still needed some polish. This looks much better. This is something that I hopefully think that Monumental will be proud to show off. Not saying that the first one wasn't proud to show off, but it's the very first release of a beta. It needed a little work, and you can tell that they've already put a ton of that in. So we're digging through this thing, trying to find anything that we can before it goes live, and we create issues, with our actual game saves. So all of our saves, all of our actual progress still being made in the base regular game that everyone has access to in the Apple Play Store. Yeah, we'll leave it like that. You know what I mean. The thing with the stuff, but there's 2, because there is. I don't know. It's a video. I haven't done these in forever. Don't judge me. I don't know what I'm doing. Step 2. Most of the items related to the visual issues, card visuals, font sizes, animation speed are in progress, and will be ready for version 1.2, which is our actual launch of the game. Version 1.2 should be identical to the original game in terms of snappiness, visual, and everything else. I'm going to inject right here. We'll get to the rest of the paragraph later. It's not. It's way snappier and it looks way better. Now, I love the original art, and one of the biggest criticisms I actually had for the first beta is that the original art was not integrated well with the beta. Like, so what Chinchilla had taken or had given them, what Chinchilla had given Monumental, you could very well see the distinction. I'll use the analogy of like a harsh green screen, which I don't use. As you can see, there's stuff back there. That's an actual room with books and things. But you could see the contrast, and like, but even going from 1.0 to 1.1, which is not a public release, it's just a beta, you can tell that they are working to seamlessly blend those things together way better. Now, hopefully, it's only going to get better. And by hopefully, I mean, of course, they're not going to make it worse. They're going to take more constructive criticism and make it better. But let's finish the paragraph. We should expect that release by the end of November or early December. We'll also take care of any bugs that we find in version 1.1. Okay, so there you go. That's the time frame. We get that question a ton. End of November, early December. That's what they're looking at, ish. Again, it's all going to depend on how much they find in the beta that needs fixed and how much they can incorporate and improve before they're ready for a public launch. But I can tell staff is very excited at Monumental. Player base is very excited. And with the timeliness and the amount of improvements that were just made between the two snapshots, I'm really hoping that they can meet these dates. On to step 3. We'll continue with version 1.3 next year. Economy improvements will be a major part of version 1.3. We'll also start running A/B tests to experiment different parts of the game to find the best experience everywhere in the game, including progression, difficulty, and etc. We're continuing debugging and upcoming issues in version 1.3 to make it as smooth as possible. So the big takeaway from that is they're actually looking at the economy. Now, I don't know if they mean coin economy. I don't know if they mean skull economy. I don't know if they mean orb economy. I don't know if they mean yes to all of the above economies. There's a lot of currency in Little Alchemy. Well, maybe they mean gem economy. I think they've already done a great job of balancing that, but you know, that's just my opinion, and maybe there is room for improvement in the gem economy. I think that they've already brought in, so bringing back the new packs is obviously going to drastically affect the gem economy, as now you have something to spend gems on, which was crazy that the game existed for so long without that. But they're going to take a serious hard look, probably what's best for them, what's best for the players, find, you know, a good way to grow the player base. They're looking at the progression of the game, which is perfect because that means that they're not just interested in the people who have been around since the game was originally under support. So they're looking at growing the player base, and it probably means promoting it and, you know, finding a much larger audience, which, you know, for the channel, sure, cool. For the game, I'm very excited for. And one of the things in the beta that I've noticed is the like scale at which they want the arena to operate. It's cool. That was kind of always a miss that Chinchilla had, is the scale of the arena was dynamic, which led to a very, very cohesive like experience, like even though if they weren't touching it. So, but it looks like they're projecting a massive influx of people. I don't want to jinx them or anything. But it's something that you can kind of just see in the works, and I'm excited for it. Okay, last step on the current roadmap. Version 1.4 will include a big feature or more content. We have different candidates and are waiting to release the game. Get your feedback, look at the data after the launch, and make a decision. That's crazy. That's way more than I ever expected from the remaster. I thought the remaster was about giving creative control back to the new owner, since, there was a huge amount of technical debt that was in the original game because it wasn't touched for what felt like a decade, and I don't know the actual dates on it, and I'm sure it wasn't actually 10 years, but that's really what it felt like. So the fact that they're like, no, like, it's getting it to be a copy and getting everyone moved to the remaster is just step one. From there, we're going to take the community, which they've already done a fantastic job of, taking people's input. Like, perfect example, those 4 new combo cards, Joe Bro 17, he figured out which ones weren't covered from the base set of the game, aka bronze, silver, and the 10 event gold combo cards that didn't have Onyx versions. Then he took the time to go through every pack that was in the shop on the cycle, figure out which ones were duplicates, and then made a fantastic suggestion to match them up where they make perfect sense, and it's like, why were they not incorporated into this in the first place? He did all of that research. He casually threw it out as a suggestion on the Discord, and the CEO of Monumental picked it up, and they're like, yeah, we'll totally do this. And it's just like, it's so crazy that we can, as the player base, just be like, hey, this thing makes sense. And they're like, yeah, that does make sense. Let's do that. And they do it. Like, we didn't even have that much creative input with the original team. And so very excited to be back, very excited for things to be, looking like they are finally on the way up. So where does that all leave us? Well, if you've made it this far into the video, then you probably have the time to go down to the description of the video and find the link to Joe's channel. And please go subscribe to him. He deserves it, if anything, just for the combo cards that he researched and advocated for and are getting put in the game. I know he's started his own channel since the time that I left, and I've come back. He's got a couple of videos up there. I don't know if he's planning on releasing more. He has no idea that this is in the video, and but yeah, at the very least, go subscribe to him. He's worth it. On top of that, future a little Alchemist helper videos. The next one I'm going to do is going to be complete compare contrast between the beta and our current game. So I'm going to take screen captures from the same activities, put them right next to each other. You can see everything from just how much faster and snappier and cleaner the new game is. As far as resolution, I'm pretty sure it runs at the same resolution, but the graphics on it, they do look really nice, and I'm going to be proud to show that off. I've got it going in the background of this video, like I said, so if you're wondering where this came from, it came from the beta. The remaster is not out yet. Like I said, late November, early December is the tentative rollout of the remaster, but we are getting our first sneak peeks, and I'm very excited. From there, once I do the compare contrast, obviously we'll cover the release and any news that comes with that, and we're probably going to pick back up with a whole nother cycle of pack reviews. Tap and others on the Discord worked with the Monumental team to dramatically overhaul the card database. So they didn't take anything out, they just did what's called backfills, and I know he talked about it quite a bit, but it changed how the rankings work. It changed how the cards not functions. They're still combo cards, they still create final forms, but what's going to be good for a new player and what's going to be good for a late player. I'm going to start doing some deeper deck analysis. I've started piling up the spreadsheets, looking into that, trying to make a full list. So as they get re-released, we'll do deck and pack reviews. And anything else that you guys want to see or think that we need to cover, by all means, you leave a comment below. Reach out to us on Discord. Links for that also in the description of the video. But I'm going to wrap this up here now, so I'll let you guys go. Bye.